Hello, my wonderful travelers. Welcome back to Move and Earn USA with Melissa. I'm Melissa, and for 15 years, I had the privilege of serving passengers just like you at 35,000 feet as a flight attendant. I've poured the coffee, calmed the nerves, stepped in when policies felt cold, and now I'm here on the ground doing the same thing, protecting you. Now listen carefully because 2026 is bringing new airport rules and my seniors are the ones being caught off guard the most. You might be thinking, Melissa, I've been flying for 30 or 40 years. I know the drill. And sweetheart, that experience is exactly why this matters. Because airports no longer work the way they used to. Rules are changing quietly. Systems are automated now. And assumptions, they can cost you time, dignity, and comfort. From my experience in the galley, I've seen confident, capable travelers over 65 suddenly flagged, delayed, or denied things they used to get automatically. Not because they did anything wrong, but because nobody told them the rules changed. This isn't rumor. This isn't internet panic. This is real-world airport behavior I've witnessed firsthand. I once had a passenger, Mr. Caldwell, 70 years old, nearly miss his flight because he didn't know one new sentence to say at the gate. One sentence, and that moment stayed with me because it was completely preventable. That's why today I'm walking you through 10 critical airport rules for 2026 that every traveler over 65 must know before they fly again. These aren't scare tactics, these are protections, and I want you walking into your next airport calm, confident, and prepared. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Drop a comment and tell me which city you're watching from. Tap that like button so this message reaches more seniors who need it. And hit subscribe right now so you never miss an airline insider warning that could save you time, stress, or discomfort. All right, my wonderful travelers, let's get started. I'm going to walk you through 10 rules that will change how you move through airports in 2026. And we're starting before you even leave home because that's where most problems begin. Stopping here as promised before you leave home. Rules 1 to 3 of the 10 new 2026 airport rules for travelers over 65. Number 1, your age is now quietly flagged when you book and why that matters. Most seniors have no idea this is happening. Starting in 2026, when you book a ticket, many airline systems automatically flag reservations for passengers over 65. You might think, oh good, this means they'll help me. But from my 15 years as a flight attendant, I can tell you this flag does nothing unless you activate it. Behind the scenes, this flag simply tells the system you might need extra time or assistance. But gate agents are trained not to assume. Silence means you get treated like everyone else, even if you need more time. Here's what I want you to do. After booking, call the airline or use their chat feature and say exactly this. I'm over 65 and I'd like my reservation noted for pre-boarding and additional time to board. Those words turn a passive label into active protection. I once watched a woman in her late 60s stand to the side while pre-boarding closed because she assumed the system knew. It didn't. Don't let that be you. You earned the right to a smoother boarding process. Use it. Number 2, medication and medical devices are being screened differently in 2026. You might be thinking your medications are off limits to inspection. Mostly true, but how you pack them now matters more than ever. In 2026, TSA is paying closer attention to gel packs, liquid medications, and battery-powered medical devices like CPAP machines. Unlabeled containers and oversized battery packs are triggering secondary screenings, and that's where delays happen. Here's the insider solution. Always carry medications in original pharmacy containers and keep medical devices in their own bag if possible. If TSA questions you, say this calmly and clearly. This is a medically necessary item. I'm requesting a visual inspection. Trust me when I say those words matter. TSA agents are trained to respond differently when you use the proper language. Your health is not an inconvenience. Never apologize for it. Number 3. Your driver's license may not be enough anymore. This one is catching seniors completely off guard. Starting in 2026, Real ID enforcement becomes stricter. Some older driver's licenses, even valid ones, no longer pass automated scanners, especially at larger airports. You might think the TSA will just wave you through. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Here's my crew-tested advice. Always carry a backup form of ID, like a passport or passport card, even for domestic flights. If there's an issue at security, say this confidently: I have secondary identification available. Confidence changes the tone immediately. This isn't about fear, it's about preparation. And prepared travelers move faster and with less stress. Stopping at the airport. Rules 4 to 7 of the 10 new 2026 airport rules for travelers over 65. Number 4, digital boarding passes can hurt you. Paper still protects you. Airlines are pushing digital boarding passes harder than ever in 2026, and I get it. They're convenient. But from my experience on the galley, I can tell you something most passengers don't realize. When systems glitch, gate agents can do more manual overrides with a paper boarding pass than they can with a phone screen. I've personally escorted passengers onto flights because they had a printed pass when the app failed. Here's what smart travelers over 65 do. They carry both. At the check-in counter, say this politely: "May I please have a printed boarding pass as a backup?" It's free, it's allowed, and it protects you when technology doesn't cooperate. You're not being old-fashioned, you're being prepared. Number 5. TSA screening has a quiet exception for seniors, but you must speak up. You are never required to rush through TSA if it causes you pain or discomfort. In 2026, TSA officers are trained to accommodate mobility limitations, but only when they're told. They cannot assume. If you have joint replacements, balance issues, or difficulty standing, say this immediately: I have mobility limitations and need a modified screening. Those words matter. I've watched seniors silently struggle because they didn't want to cause trouble. Let me be very clear. You are not causing trouble. You are requesting a lawful accommodation. Your safety comes first, always. Number 6, shoes, belts, and light jackets. The over 65 exception most people miss. This is one of those quiet rules no one announces over the loudspeaker. Many airports now allow seniors to keep orthopedic shoes or light medical support garments on during screening, but only if you request it. Here's the exact phrase to use: "These are medically supportive. I'm requesting to keep them on." I've seen this granted countless times, especially when said calmly and confidently. You don't need to explain your medical history. The request alone is enough. Number 7, pre-boarding is no longer automatic unless you use this sentence. This one breaks my heart because I see it every week. In 2026, pre-boarding is based on need, not age. That means if you stay silent, you may be left standing while the plane fills. Here are the magic words. Say them clearly at the gate. I require extra time to board safely. That sentence activates protection, not guilt. Protection. And before we go any further, if this video is helping you feel more confident about flying in 2026, please hit that subscribe button right now. These rules change fast, and I want you protected every step of the way. On the plane. Rules 8 to 10 of the 10 new 2026 airport rules for travelers over 65. Number 8. Seat reassignments are happening more often and seniors are moved first. This one surprises a lot of my seniors. In 2026, airlines are doing more last-minute seat shuffling for weight, balance, and aircraft changes. And behind the scenes, seniors are often approached first because agents assume you'll be flexible. You are allowed to say no. If moving seats will cause discomfort, anxiety, or mobility issues, say this calmly and clearly. I'm not able to change seats due to comfort and mobility needs. That sentence matters. It tells the agent, this isn't a preference, it's a necessity. I've personally stepped in for passengers who felt pressured to move. You do not owe anyone your comfort. Number 9, you should never lift a heavy bag, even if you think you should. I need you to hear this clearly. You should never lift a heavy carry-on into the overhead bin. Not now, not ever. In my 15 years as a flight attendant, I've seen too many shoulder injuries, back strains, and falls, almost always because a senior didn't want to be a bother. Here's what to say instead. May I please have assistance with my bag? That's it. No apology, no explanation. We would much rather help you than fill out an injury report. It is free, it is your right, and it is part of our job. Number 10, bathroom access. Rules changed, but medical need still overrides everything. In 2026, airlines are stricter about staying seated during taxi, takeoff, and turbulence, but there is one exception that still overrides all of it: medical necessity. If you urgently need the restroom, say this immediately to a crew member: "I have a medical emergency." That phrase tells us this is not optional. I've quietly paused service, coordinated with the cockpit, and protected passengers because they used those exact words. Never suffer in silence. Your dignity matters. Bonus tip. All right, my wonderful travelers, let's take a breath together and do a quick recap because you've just learned things most passengers never hear explained this clearly. Today we covered the 10 critical 2026 airport rules every traveler over 65 must know. We talked about how your age is quietly flagged when you book and how to activate that protection. We covered new TSA screening behaviors around medications and medical devices. We talked about ID enforcement changes and why backup identification matters. We discussed why paper boarding passes still protect you when technology fails. We walked through your rights at TSA, including modified screening and shoe exceptions. We talked about pre-boarding and the one sentence that guarantees extra time. We covered seat reassignments, overhead bin safety, and bathroom access when you truly need it. Now, before I let you go, I want to give you one final bonus tip. This is something crew members notice immediately. Bonus insider tip: introduce yourself to the lead flight attendant. As soon as you board, make eye contact with the lead flight attendant and say this quietly: "I just wanted to let you know I may need a little extra time or assistance today." That's it. No explanation, no embarrassment, just clarity. From that moment on, someone is watching out for you. I've done it myself hundreds of times. Quiet advocacy makes all the difference. And please remember this, my seniors: you are not a burden. You are the reason we fly. You deserve comfort, dignity, patience, and respect always. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these 2026 rules surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and your questions guide what I cover next. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a senior traveler you care about. This information protects people, and protection is power. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an airline insider warning that could save you time, stress, or discomfort. In my next video, I'll be covering what airlines quietly take away from seniors first and how to stop it. You won't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for flying with me today. I'm Melissa, fly safe, and I'll see you in the next video.